Hey, you guys thought you were going to be waiting another 20 seconds, didn't you? No, we like to keep you on your toes here at UMG Events. We're into the game here. This is going to be the game of the Titans. Ninja and Hysteria going against Myth and Hamlinz. It has come down to this, of course, to move on to play for the $3,000 minimum prize in our next game against Avery and his teammates. Okay, this is going to be big, guys. Where are we dropping?
Oh, boys, hold on one second. Myth does not have his hood on.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Are
my
you
God.
kidding me?
Oh, no.
Now,
Devastating.
hashtag
Although he didn't
Hoodie Myth.
He didn't last game, and they won. It
Yes.
worked out for them.
He
So
got 24 kills.
I
You're
digress.
right.
TSM fans everywhere.
Everyone is
Tweet at him right now. Put it in his chat.
Yeah.
Got to put the hood on. I'm not going to lie. Prediction's probably a little bit wary right now.
and I got to say, where they're dropping right now is really the key distinction. We talked about it before we went to that break of these two teams. One team's dropping Pleasant, ready to fight.
Yep.
Ninja and Hysteria going all the way over to Triple Decker House to Crater and playing it so much more passive. I'm interested to see if they go for the Snobby Shores rotation again, if they liked that, or if we were a little bit critical of that last time around, but we'll see where they end up. But they're going to be down a few kills here, as it's going to be Myth and Hamlinz in Pleasant Park that should be able to clean up.
Definitely so. We're going to see what's going to be happening here between these two. Now, Pleasant Park, not an area we typically see them go to, right? Salty is kind of the area, but if you notice, it kind of mimics a little bit of Salty, at least that house anyways, but he's going to be pushing forward and trying to spot the players up ahead. But we know because of the battle pass, this is a hotly contested area. A lot of players like to go Pleasant Park, which allows for a lot of kills initially off the start. Uh-oh, watch out, though, as Myth took a lot of damage.
Yeah,
He
he's
did.
tagged up here. Looks like he has some bandages. Med kit in the hands of Hamlin, so he'll be okay. Someone's just completely standing still in the front yard right there, so Hamlin's going to pick up an easy kill. Drops the med kit? No, he doesn't. They're going to hold on to that med kit.
And one thing that's a little bit worrisome right now, at least for me, is that while Ninja and Hysteria obviously go to where they did, Myth and Hamlin's overall spot by going Pleasant Park totally counters what play that we see from Ninja and Hysteria
Yep.
off the break. Granted, it's not a crazy overall beginning. Like, it's 2 frags in the hands of TSM, at least off for right now. But I think in general, if you're looking at the other side, landing zones, yet again, Ninja and Hysteria are kind of getting countered.
Well, the thing is it gives them positioning. They may not have the most frags at this point, but they have position over Ninja and Hysteria, who now are going to be moving in, just passing up Modern.
Right.
So you get, Myth and Hamlinz, they have a little bit of leeway because they're going to know, okay, there's players over here, there's players over there, there's players everywhere, right? So they'll be pushing forward and trying to find. But you notice the loot. The inventory, at least for Hamlinz, is very dark. I mean, you got a
Seriously, it's very great.
very dark.
Abysmal, truly.
You've got of course a medkit in his back pocket, but you have the blue shotty, which kind of makes up for it. But you only have a gray sub. But still, though, it's Hamlinz. I mean, who am I kidding? This guy just picked up another kill and rocking it with the faces of the pump shotgun and sitting at 2 kills overall. So slow start for both teams, I would have to say. Slower start for Ninja and Hysteria, but still the rotation is where it matters.
Yep. Meanwhile, Hysteria finally going to pick up a second kill here. He's going to start popping off here. It's 2-4 is the count again. Those extra 2 kills is the extra 45 seconds or a minute that Hamlinz and Myth had in Pleasant Park before Ninja and Hysteria were able to rotate over. So, again, I question that drop all the way over towards the Triple Decker House. Instead of just drop straight to Pleasant, I think you would be a lot more efficient. But only 2 kills behind. We have a long game ahead of us. Mid-game and late game, the rotation's coming through, and it looks like it is going to be Hamlinz that is slightly ahead on that rotation over to Tilted.
Yes, and it is, in fact, going to be that tilted rotation, which would be hugely beneficial at this point. They give them an advantage for some more kills, but do see a wrap being built up. Do we have a jump pad in Ninja's back pocket, or at least some traps, or at least a jump trap in his back pocket too, but still trying to get those kills off ahead, and actually just built that to kind of get a little vantage point. He's going to go ahead and jump down and join his teammate, as it looks like both teams might be heading over towards Loot Lake. We might see a little difference on that split mountain, but definitely see where they're going. Slow start, very slow start, probably one of the slowest starts of tonight.
Yep, only 5-2 now is the score in this one. You guys see the scoreboard on your screen as well. So different rotations, but similar, but same spot, same end goal. One team goes over towards Loot Lake, tries to see if they can spot anyone along the way, and of course, Myth and Hamlinz just want to V-line straight to Tilted Towers and see if they can get there for some early kills here. Looks like Hysteria is going to be pushing top factories. Not sure if he's just picking up some loot or spot someone, but I think it's just going for loot here, as they both are about half shields. They are going to spot someone at Loot Lake, though, so a smart rotation, cutting through Loot Lake to pick up some kills on the way.
Yeah, that was a nice play, right? We talk about when it comes to Ninja and Hysteria, kind of get countered off the break by not having that early Pleasant rotation. Why? Because that's exactly where TSM goes. So the way that they kind of counter that in the future of this game, right, is to kind of go toward those factories a little bit faster than TSM. So kind of a back and forth type of style. Granted, while it doesn't really overall play out as far as the kills are considered that Ninja and Hysteria probably would have preferred, at least they're kind of thinking about the future of the games, because I feel like in back-to-back series, they have been getting countered as far as their landings are considered. Obviously, they close out the first match where that obviously takes place, but still looking on for the future, every single kill matters, and obviously, you're kind of going for the passive play at the start. Got to respect it, but at the same time, though, when it kind of comes down to a lot of our victories, sometimes they come down to 2, 3, 4 kills, and that could be exactly what TSM is getting in these initial fights by countering the strats of Ninja and Hysteria.
Yeah, that's a good point. What they want to point out about this Loot Lake rotation is, yes, you can spot some people in there, but it just takes so long to finish those kills. Ninja and Hysteria actually aren't even going to finish the kill of the individual that they downed, because that person's down in the water. You have no idea where they are. So I divert back to your guys' genius idea: freeze over the lake, call it a day. Let's make Loot Lake great again, or viable again.
Freeze Loot
Love
Lake.
it.
That's definitely something we need to do. It would be, I don't know, it'd be kind of fun. We got a lot of ideas over here at UMG Events, including the race, the NASCAR race we want to do with the shopping carts once they add those back into the game. But
Love it.
elimination is in fact going to be in the hands of Hysteria, as he is going to look to pick off this player just ahead, sitting at 3 total kills. We're having a massive kill battle, massive frag battle as a player is going to be dropped. That's going to be Myth going down, as we'll look at his screen up top right and see what happened here.
My gosh,
just that
Ninja.
player just turned around the corner and got him. Can Hamlinz come to the rescue, but Ninja, like you said, Landon, he's low on health himself.
Yeah, he's 16 HP. Oh my gosh, goes for the dive. It's just a little bit worrisome. Like I said, he's one of the best recovery builders in the game, but that can't stop me from being a little bit, I'm on the edge of my seat when he does stuff like that. But also finds the gold heavy off the ground. That's a fantastic pickup to have, along with the blue pump, or the blue tack rather. He's got a fantastic loadout looking forward. Of course, we do see Myth back in the game. He's rezzed up. He's ready to go. Got some bandages in his back pocket. But I believe, Ninja does, as far as the utility, as far as getting back kind of at their HP, while Myth is obviously grabbing a little bit of those bandages, it looks like Ninja did get handed over a med kit. So at least for Ninja and Hysteria's point of view, they're looking pretty good as far as most things are considered. But when it comes down to Myth and Hamlinz, not one shield combined for both of these two.
We are tied at 7 apiece right now. One thing with Myth going down, that gave all the loot essentially to Hysteria and Ninja, as Hamlinz had to go for that revive. So luckily Myth is going to find some loot at the top of Castle, picks up that loot, and they're in a much better spot here. But some solid rewards for Ninja and Hysteria as they pick up that initial loot during the revive.
7 up is going to be the score. Very close indeed, as the engagements are going down, as we see now 22 remaining, as they're going to be breaking out of Tilted, crossing over that riverside towards, once again, Split Mountain, as we talked about that. Landon, you actually came up with that, Split Mountain, which is good, because we see the players, including ourselves.
It's a terrible name, too. It's just because players usually split.
they usually split up. I mean, we got to give call-outs to
Split
certain mountains, right? But they will, in fact, be splitting over to the left, and I think the other team is splitting over to the right, so it does live up to its name.
Much better than Ice. I call the big mountain over by Fatal Fields Ice Cream Mountain. So I think
Ice Cream Mountain. I like that,
there's an
too.
ice cream truck up there. So Split Mountain's a little bit better than that. One's a little more childish than the other. I like that call-out.
You know what?
I don't know, man.
I respect it. Whatever works.
The lack of uniqueness, I feel like, with my personal call.
Split, banana split. Hey, I like it.
Okay.
See, look,
ice cream.
Next level plays coming out. I'll be here all night. Or at least until the grand finals are over.
You're legally obligated, actually. I'm just kidding.
That is a fact.
All jokes aside.
No, that's the serious.
But as far as like how this game has gone up to this point, it's kind of been like each other trying to counter. Like it's kind of like a matter of both teams trying to be ahead of the other. We talked about the initial play coming through with Myth and Hamlinz kind of countering the initial play of going toward Pleasant Park first. From there, we see Ninja and Hysteria kind of go toward those outer factories outside of Loot Lake first. From there, TSM counters by going toward Tilted Towers first, and now it's a matter of where we're going next. And it's kind of been an interesting fight to see who's trying to get the advantage in certain situations, as I believe we have kind of at least a little bit of a separation between all 4 of our players, but it's kind of been overall a chess game for the most part, countering what the other team is doing and trying to constantly be ahead of the opposition for the most part.
Yeah, and actually 2 different decisions here. We thought they were both rotating over towards the east side of the map, but Ninja and Hysteria decided to cut back towards Dusty Divot, whereas Myth and Hamlinz push over towards Salty Springs. They're both going to find some players. I thought I liked the idea of Ninja's rotation a little bit better, because they're going to find some people coming over from the risky side of the map, but it looks like a squad was found for Myth and Hamlinz now. Myth is tagged up, though. Needs to be a little bit cautious in this fight. Looks like he's playing against some builders and some players that can shoot straight here, as they're a little bit split as well. So finally, Hamlinz is going to down one. Of course, as I say that, these people are getting caught in the middle of the open and getting completely tagged up, maybe not knowing how to build as much as I thought they did.
Hamlinz getting the high ground over this player just above. He does get tagged up, but manages to finish off the kill. And, of course, more coming in as Myth picks up a kill, too, himself. So we're going to see Myth that's sitting at 5-5, total of 10 on the right side and 8 on the left. But as I say that, Myth is, in fact, going to be dropped from the back. Hamlinz has to go huge here. This player is, in fact, going to be pushing up. He should be fine, especially he's out of mats, too. He's forced to push this player, but luckily this player is fighting with a pencil, and that is not going to be enough, especially against a man like Hamlinz, who will finish him off. But, of course, that was just a knock. Who else
take a look at the top left. Ninja actually got taken down when we were taking a quick gander at Hamlinz's screen. Ninja is down for the count, and now it's up to Hysteria in a 1 versus 2. Oh, my goodness. As we fade away from his screen, you see the sadness on his face because he realizes how much of a deficit and how dire that is in a situation such as this.
Well, Hysteria still remains, of course, that he's just going to join up now with the duo of Myth and Hamlinz from TSM. They are going to be their protection squad. He's also going to try and be a thorn in their side and steal their kills, but he looks like he has a different plan, as a player is, in fact, going to be building just above him. As he's trying to get that high ground, will he manage to get it? This player is definitely solid whenever it comes to building, and we have a nice build. This is Hysteria in his prime. He's able to build over that player looking down. He manages to get the high ground. Exactly what he wanted to do. The RPG in his hands. He's trying to spot where is this player turtling up at. Maybe just below is firing, not deciding to fire.
He actually lost his high ground there.
He did lose his high ground, but I think the player
dropped all the way to the bottom. He's assuming.
May have dropped all the way to the ground, yeah. But look at his mats, though. He's only at 35 mats, and actually high ground is there, and his player is, in fact, going to drop, get some dings on him, but not enough to take him out, take some shots, but finally is able to secure the kill. And with Ninja down, he needs to get as many kills as he possibly can, especially against the savagery of Myth and Hamlinz.
The savagery, indeed. Also, I believe finds a nice little gold scar off the ground. That's a nice little pickup, especially being at a deficit. I mean, any little bit can help, and by having the greatest weapon in the game at the moment, at least from a long range, right, it is pretty nice. And we talk about close range, long range as well. Also has the gold heavy, which is pretty nice by everyone's, I think it's fair to say, estimations. But looking on here, obviously we see a pretty decent advantage for the TSM boys. But I believe, just like that, the knockdown comes forward from Hysteria. Player behind the tree. The rocket comes forward, and I believe was there 2 players back there?
No, that was. Oh no, actually, excuse me. He got another knock. You're right. So he got an elimination plus a knock.
Bends the rocket behind the tree.
A split second there. If there was collateral damage in Fortnite, that would have been a double headshot, which would have been absolutely disgusting. But collateral damage does not exist in this game as it does in others. That was a nice headshot, regardless, from Hysteria. Sorry, to down 1. Picks up the rocket kill following, and he's doing a good job keeping up right now. 5 kills and 8 kills in the hands of Myth and Hamlinz. I believe Ninja had 5 or 6 before he died as well, so they're only behind by a few kills. Hysteria needs to do everything in his power to keep in this one.
And he's doing just that as we see the engagement dwindling away. Only 8 remaining as we see a massive push coming in, but it looks like that's going to be Hamlinz picking up the first kills just behind Hysteria's. And again, Myth firing some shots from down above and seeing what's happening here as he will, in fact, push his player in. Another kill in the hands of Hysteria as he is doing everything in his power. This 1-by-1, though, this player is just sticking it out, but he goes down as well, and I believe that was Hamlinz who got that kill as they are fighting tooth and nail for every single potential kill.
Yeah. Hysteria, I think that was a 2-for-1 right there. Hysteria's able to take out 1 kill to TSM's 2, which is a pretty decent ratio if he can keep up at that pace, or maybe not right now. He has a little bit of a jump ahead of TSM right now. He might be able to pick up 2 or 3 kills against this squad upcoming. Easy headshot picked up for Hysteria. Well spotted and well placed snipe right there from him. He spots 1 more. Needs to try and secure this kill. He might be going for a quick revive, so grenades are going to come in to try and diminish that opportunity, and he's going to get 1. He gets a second. Hysteria doing exactly what he needs to do to keep in this one as he was able to get the early jump on TSM. It looks like TSM did find some additional individuals in fighting across map.
And one thing that's nice, right, in the situation for Hysteria is that we talk about Ninja and their overall play as a team. They're not the most aggressive squad in the world, and nearly on the edges, the sniper bullets whistling past the ear of that unfortunate enemy as Myth does does get taken down for the count. Of course, top right of our screen, we'll see what happens. At the same time, Hamlinz from afar is picking up these frags, and I believe, yes, Smith will be taken out, but not without a fight, though. Hamlinz was there, but kind of getting back to a little bit of a point. One thing that's nice for Hysteria is that as he's kind of diminishing a little bit of this lead, or at least kind of hanging in there, that's also going to allow him and Ninja to kind of play their game, which isn't necessarily the super aggressive, tilt the towers, retail row type of pushes. This is a team who likes to hang back, and as long as he's bringing this game to more of a level playing field and allowing it not to go super far, this can help them out so much, but Hamlinz ends up getting taken down. Will he be thirsted? It doesn't really matter because he doesn't have a teammate to help him by any means, and from afar, Hysteria gets the knock onto one at 66 meters away, and yes, now I believe actually a 1v3 in total when it comes down to the players alive. He spotted yet again another player just off toward his western side. Yeah. Of course, going to go and grab a few of these shields, trying to be readied up. And keep in mind, boys, he does have that bounce trap, trying to escape away and trying to reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, back on reset. He's going to be able to knock the cover. Looks like whoever he's playing against is a pretty solid player as well. That's the one who took out Hamlinz just moments ago. Hysteria, all eyes on him right now. They could take a 2-kill lead if he can clutch up here. Going to get up against some very quality players. Hysteria of Cloud9, who, by the way, is being represented in Friday Fortnite, I believe, for the first time right now, needs to go big. Did someone just get knocked from a fall? Yes, he did. He's going to pick up the kill there. That's huge. Now a 1-versus-1 opportunity to go up by 2 kills when he's been in a 1-versus-2 for the second half of this game. What a great performance from Hysteria, and not going to connect for any assault rifle shots right there. Looking to try
the weak point.
He's got to get it at this
point.
Yes,
he does.
Knocks him down.
Wow.
Great stuff. Hysteria showing why he's on Cloud9 and also showing his fans, hey, I'm here to stay. Cloud9, of course, very proud of the performance that he just had. And it's single-handedly, of course, Ninja gets dropped early, but now he single-handedly kept the team alive. They're going in with a 2-kill lead going into the second game, and that's absolutely massive because when you think a player goes down against a solid Titan team like TSM, you're thinking, oh, they're going to take off. I mean, they're just going to continue getting kills. But obviously not the case here going against a solid squad of Ninja and Hysteria. Great stuff. Now we're going into round number 2, 2-kill deficit for TSM.
Yeah. And at least thankfully in that last situation with the players who did take down TSM, one of them happened to, I don't know what exactly took place, but had to take fall damage, and Hysteria gets kind of a free frag. But in the overall scheme of things, what I was kind of bringing up, it was the factor of we talked about Ninja and Hysteria, their play style isn't to be super aggressive. So if Hysteria doesn't go off, find 13 eliminations, they're kind of having to get out of their comfort zone for the most part, which in any team's point of view, it's not their most favorable spot, not something that they want to do. And at least so far throughout this tournament, I don't know if they're necessarily prepared to want to go toward these high priority zones or high priority areas, if they haven't even done it in this tournament as of yet. So I think for them, this also helps to have a little bit of a cushion heading into game number 2, but also the factor of not having to kind of get out of your comfort zone and having to try something that you haven't done throughout the entire tournament also helps very much too. So all the props to Hysteria for keeping him and Ninja back into this game, and also, along with that, giving them the lead. So a fantastic play from Hysteria all the way around.
Yep. No, I completely agree. Now that begs the question of where do you drop in game number 2? You know, I know Myth and Hamlinz are known to play a little more aggressive. 100% can guarantee that Ninja and Hysteria with a 2-kill lead, a little bit of a cushion there, are going to play passive, I think. I think they go back to Salty Springs. I think we can expect the same old strat we're used to seeing out of Myth and Hamlinz, depending on where the bus flies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the bus is going to be obviously a huge factor as it always is. But based on like what we see here, like, I mean, where haven't we seen Ninja go for the most part besides the outskirts?
It's covered all aspects of the map.
Of all the games that we've seen Ninja and Hysteria go,
it hasn't dropped tilted yet.
That's true. I mean, everyone on the outskirts, like where else could they go besides where they've gone already?
Exactly.
Right? It's just a matter of them playing their play and
Lonely Lodge. That's an area, right?
It's an area. Yeah, exactly.
Probably not the correct area to go to, but it is definitely on the map.
It exists.
Yeah. It does exist. It does exist.
I will say, based on the bus, though, I think if TSM were to go toward the Salty Springs area, I don't know, like, if I'm Ninja and Hysteria, I wouldn't really hate on going maybe a place that's a little bit like out of culture, but maybe just kind of like toward the eastern side of the map as well, just to maybe not have to worry about being on the opposite side of the map. Like having that kind of 4-squad duo, I think Ninja and Hysteria are going to prefer rather than going toward like Junk Junction in the top left, rather than a typical Salty Springs play from TSM. So I think if there was a play for them to make, and of course debating on the bus, if we see a typical Salty play from TSM, I don't think we're going to see Ninja and Hysteria go that far away, meaning a totally opposite location, whatever it may be. Of course, like I said, it does debate on the battle bus and whatnot, but I think it will be interesting to see where Ninja and Hysteria go. It's only a 2-kill advantage, so it's nothing to really be delighting yourself too much. It's half a squad. Like,
Yeah.
it means nothing.
Game 2 is everything.
Game 2 is everything, and not to mention this game is everything. This is a bubble match, and for you guys who don't know what that means, whoever loses this is out of the money. Whoever wins it will be, in fact, guaranteed at least $3,000. But on top of that, too, give a little bit of history, a backstory. TSM, Myth, and Hamlinz have, in fact, won a Friday Fortnite before, so they're trying to go for the 2-time win, which would tie FaZe. But, of course, FaZe is in winners, and they're trying to go for the 3-time win.
Yeah.
So a lot of history trying to be made. And on top of that, too, Ninja, his best placement, got second place in a Friday Fortnite. He's now trying to go for first place himself. So a lot riding on the line between all of these players. And not to mention, too, I forgot, Avery as well.
High Distortion
Avery and
still
High Distortion.
yeah.
High Distortion's first tournament, and then Avery as well, his highest placement is second place. So we literally have whoever wins tonight is making history.
Hysteria's first tournament as well. I mean, what better way for Ninja to do it for the very first time than with his longtime buddy Hysteria from the Halo days he competed against and with way back in the day. So exciting stuff. Looks like the drop is about to come. We're going to be jumping into game 2 here as we see on our screens the map. It looks like an early drop comes in from Ninja and Hysteria. They look to be going, I think, towards Fatal Fields.
Yeah, definitely possible. I mean, if they want to kind of hold on and go lucky, potentially.
Yeah.
I would doubt it based off their early kind of exit, but I know they're definitely not going jail. Like that's, I've never seen that in all of Friday Fortnite. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be going Fatal Fields, unless kind of around that area. But for it looks like
Pleasant
Myth
Park,
and Hamlinz, they're going to be going toward
Pleasant
Pleasant, which I think we were both kind of thinking, or all three of us really heading into this game. Anything but salty would be a shock, and I gotta say, I'm definitely surprised.
Yeah, you know, it's a late Pleasant Park drop. One thing I'm getting really excited about in this match is they're going to be on complete opposite sides of the map here. So it's going to be really important to keep an eye on every single quadrant of your screen to see how exactly the action is breaking down here, as it's going to be whoever can out-rotate and can out-smart and really out-kill their team will come out on top here. It's going to be a good one, that's for sure.
This is going to be a weird situation, at least for me, watching Ninja and Hysteria.
Yeah.
Ninja does pick up a heavy shotgun in his back pocket plus C4. He can make that work. Trust me, this guy is like MacGyver. He can just take a rubber band and a pin and just make anything work at that point. But, of course, Hysteria is starting to get some items as well. But being over here at Fatal so open, it's a pretty easy place to take over, especially for talented players such as these two. But still, going to Fatal is interesting. We don't typically see him go Fatal. I think in the first time we ever watched Ninja play, I know he went Fatal with King Richard a couple of times, but we haven't seen it since. Normally they rotate through Lucky to get here, but very interesting to see the two different play styles. Like you said, they're on opposite ends of the map. They're going to converge at least eventually as the circle is going to collapse down, but being so far away from each other, a lot can happen here.
And I noticed whenever Ninja and Hysteria dropped, I'm thinking that maybe, of course, it is a comfort pick for Ninja to want to go toward Fatal Fields. He's used to kind of going toward this position. But I also think it kind of catered in their favor to thinking that, hey, probably TSM's going to go Salty Springs. Ninja's played with Daquan in the past. He's had numerous encounters with the TSM boys, even playing with Myth, playing with Daquan on stream, whatever it really may be. I think he probably had in the back of his mind, he's probably had probably going to go toward this area, and maybe it's TSM pulling out a random call, right? I know for the most part, when it comes down to purely calls, in-game communication, the IGL for TSM for the most part is Myth. So I'm thinking maybe he's, like I said, calling out an audible, doing something a little bit different, trying to catch the enemy off guard, and maybe just trying to establish themselves as a pretty aggressive team, because so we talk about when it comes to Pleasant Park, it's one of the weekly challenges right now. It's a high-priority place. You're going to have quite a bit of action, and we're already seeing that be the case, as Myth already dropping 2.
Yep, looks like Hysteria's going to pick up 1, so 1 kill lead still in the hands of Ninja and Hysteria, but not many people in sight for them. They're obviously banking on a late rotation over towards Salty, trying to pick up everyone that went Retail Row, everyone that went Salty Springs, and really the east side of the map here, as I think the Pleasant Park fight is over as well. So here come the first rotations from both teams. Looks like TSM going, as you'd expect, towards Tilted Towers, Ninja and Hysteria rotating over towards Salty Springs, and they're going to find some action here and momentarily. Keep in mind, the bus was on the east side of the map. Yep. Usually the majority of people drop over the first half of the fall, so it's going to be a lot more people on their side of the map. I think Ninja and Hysteria are well positioned.
Yeah.
Definitely so. That Salty probably had quite a few players there, so as they progress towards it, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if they'll be able to spot anybody over there. They're well kitted up now, but notice that lead is dwindling away, but I don't think that really matters. Like you said, guys, I mean, Myth and Hamlinz being in their position, yeah, they may pick up some kills off the beginning, which we've seen, but going to Loot Lake, obviously, there's not going to be many people home from there. They might hit up Tilted after that. That would probably be their best bet to maybe pick up some kills. But really, the pace of this match is going to be shown right here with Ninja and Hysteria pushing towards Salty. If they pick up a lot of engagements, once they do see players ahead, this could change the pace of the map.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Fallout when it comes down to the overall, like, who has the advantage right now as far as map positioning. Ninja and Hysteria, right? They have the zone in their hands. If you're Myth and Hamlinz, like, right, you do have... Right, you have tilted towers, right? You do have that whatever advantage, but for the most part, as far as rotations are considered, if you go tilted, there's no way you're challenging anything else but that particular position. So I think when you look at Ninja and Hysteria's overall play, as we see constant explosions come through, it is going to be their favor when it comes down to how much of the map is available to them and how they don't really have to move too much, right? If you're Myth and Hamlinz, you got to be aware of that storm at your back at all times, and the amount of clutter that could be coming through here onto the towers could also be a little bit worrisome as well.
Yep, meanwhile, they enter the tilted fight. I love this change into the POV of Hamlinz, one of the best builders in Fortnite. And you see on your screen him just completely tearing apart. So a couple members in tilted towers here, cleaning up the fight here. And they're going to pick up at least 3 or 4 kills in tilted. So a very, very strong rotation. I think I saw a Myth jump pad in, trying to get there a little bit sooner to pick up more kills if they can. 2 kills for Hamlinz right now. I know Hysteria has 4 to his name. Myth has 3. So it's going to be a 1-kill game. Oh, Ninja actually picked up 2 at Dusty Divot as well. So slight lead right now in favor of Ninja and Hysteria.
And this has been a fast game. You guys notice there's only 21 engagements remaining.
I blinked, and they're in the Dusty Divot already, and Tilted already. I'm like, what happened to the loot?
I was surprised at how quick Myth and Hamlinz got over the Tilted.
Yeah.
I totally, like you said, I blinked and they were at Tilted. I was like, what's going on here? But no, seriously, it works out for the best. Got a very close-knit game. Only a couple frags remaining in terms of overall kills in this game itself. So it's definitely going to come down to just a few frags between the two teams, and a 24-20 as you see Ninja High Distortion, or excuse me, Hysteria, they've managed to get just a little bit of a lead. 4 kills so far. I mean, that's one squad, but it's not too bad. We're going to see, can Tilted still be fruitful for Myth and Hamlinz?
Definitely the case. Myth, of course, trying to grab the high ground, has the opportunity to take down a few more players. Of course, keeping in mind the storm at his backside. He is in a pretty favorable spot, trying to find every single player coming toward that western side of the map. All of them have to go through Tilted Towers, and even more than that, they got to go through TSM. It looks like a few shots toward the backside. The knockdown coming through from both Myth and Hamlinz, 2 particular, or rather different players, as I believe 3 full eliminations come through at the end of things.
Wow.
And also keep in mind, I love this play coming through from Hamlinz. He actually going to rock the pyramid. You want to talk about the ability and the recent meta change of the mats kind of being taken down a little bit. Instead of rocking the floor, the roof, the full walls around you, that's like 5 or 6 mats from time to time. Just rock one mat, the pyramid. You're totally safe, and you're going to have a little bit of that line sight to where you're not wasting, like I said, 60 mats, you're just wasting 10.
Yeah, that's something so important that you just pointed out. Resource management is going to be so crucial moving on into Fortnite. As we saw, Fortnite just announced that they might be reducing mats to kind of wane off the amount of builds that we see towards the end of games, which has kind of been controversial overall. I want to see how it does pan out. But, yeah, I mean, resource management at this point, being able to just hide under that pyramid, which just costs 10 wood or 10 whatever resource you're using, is hugely beneficial. And to see these players rocking that already, it looks like they're trying to adapt to the ongoing changes we'll see with Fortnite. So good stuff coming from them as we see now more kills and more engagements happening. As Hysteria on your screen, he is in fact going to be in an engagement knocking down that base. And can he get the Splo, this player? Definitely building up great defensive builds, but he's going down, and there's Splo to put him at 7 kills. Hysteria has been playing out of his mind this tournament.
Yeah, great position for Hysteria. And I want to call, actually, Ninja and Hysteria call for a split push. So despite the fact that they had a 2-kill lead coming into this game, they were actually at a 2-kill deficit. They call for a split. Ninja went towards Loot Lake, trusting his teammate, his duo, Hysteria, to clean up Retail Row, and he's going to do exactly that. Now it's up to Ninja to do the same thing in his side of the map. I wonder if Ninja's engaging in a fight. Of course he is.
Yeah, it looks like he does have the trusty bolt action in his back pocket. I believe witnessing somewhat of a fight, or maybe just squad mates happening to build alongside each other, of course holding hands and being aware that they just made it successfully through the storm.
House in the prairie type of thing.
Absolutely, but not if Ninja has anything to say about it. Of course, a nice little soccer player with a cape, a sniper rifle in hand. Number 2 Esports will give you that opportunity, but nice play coming in from Ninja. Also has the double heavies in his back pocket, one of the most deadly duos in all of Fortnite. And just like that, this Omega should be saying goodnight slowly and surely. There goes to and about to be the third, and there goes, I believe, a full squadron nearly down,
think you might have gotten
tossing out the
revive off,
stink
though.
bomb.
Oh,
Yeah, I
stink
think
bomb.
definitely possible, but this is somewhat of a full squad nonetheless.
Nope.
Takes down one, and man,
3 kills.
Ninja making it look easy instead of Anarchy.
I'm sorry I was laughing, but I'm just thinking if I was that player getting shot up at Ninja, I'm just like, what is this guy doing? Like, he's building up above me. He's double pumping me like it's the most
Double heavy.
double heavy, excuse me. But yeah, that is by far just pristine gameplay. I love it. But
Absolutely.
And it's interesting here. Now, Myth and Hamlinz rotate
kills.
to Salty. They're going to split 2. But they rotate to Salty, but guess what? Everyone on that side of the map is already dead.
Right.
You know, that was the superior drop from Ninja and Hysteria. So a great rotation to Tilted for TSM. I absolutely love that rotation. They pick up 5 or 6 kills. They had a 2-kill lead. They were looking great. But Ninja and Hysteria call a perfect split, clean up Retail Row on the east side of the map, as well as the north side of the map, as Ninja's able to clean that up. And now Myth is playing a little bit of catch-up, trying to work over towards Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja and Hysteria kind of, at least as far as the outside perspective, kind of, and I think it's fair to say with like the chemistry that they probably have from other esports. You talk about their prior history when it comes into Halo. I think it's fair to say Ninja probably feels a lot more confident with having a teammate he knows has the same experience as him. They probably have the same thought press when it comes into certain situations, and the ability to trust another teammate as well is incredibly important when it comes into Fortnite and in these duo versus squad games that we obviously have as well. So great to see them kind of having that great communication kind of coming forward. And also in other esports as well, which definitely caters over. So.
Yeah, that's the reason I've loved playing with Ribs these past couple of weeks. Is both of us coming to Gear from Gear, same call out, same mentality.
Exactly.
It's, a lot of the same phrases that we used in Gears, things like "fly at these kids" is something that we say very often, and it's always great playing with someone that is like-minded.
absolutely, look how many engagements we have. 10 players left to frag, as we see both teams. I believe there's only two frags between the two that separate them, and I believe Ninja and Hysteria have just a little bit of a lead, but 2 is not enough to secure a victory, especially against Myth and Hamlinz. So how this circle is going to collapse down the RNG, how it's going to play out is going to be hugely crucial, but it's been such a fast-paced game. You notice how big that circle still is with the amount of engagement still remaining. That's a big circle for there only being 10 players left to frag out. So kind of curious to see how it's going to plan out. It's all about positioning. At this point, you have to split up, and it looks like our players are doing just that.
It's a game of hide and seek at this point.
It really is.
Who can find
it is.
the mouse in the mousetrap, if you will. Hysteria on one side of the map, and Hamlinz are kind of a little more close to each other. But really, all 4 players are separated. Hamlinz going to spot one first, though. That is huge. A team of 2 needs to be cautious here. Maybe not, because that guy's just completely standing still. And now Hamlinz should be able to clean this up and tie this game up here if he can do so. Meanwhile, Ninja finds more as well.
Yeah, Ninja throwing out that stink bomb to try and give him bait out that player, and I believe he is in fact getting damaged. And yes, he does get the elimination with the stink bomb, just showing how useful that is. It's absolutely useful. It's hugely beneficial. It clouds your vision. It also just chips away at the health relatively rapidly. We do see a loot llama coming in, especially this late in the game, is in fact going to help out a little bit just to give him a little resource boost as well as some meds in his back pocket. They're looking good and poised for the final fight. There's only a couple of frags that do separate these 6 players and remaining. If we can score update, I believe there's 2 kills between the 2 still, as we saw him trade off kills.
One kill game right now.
Maybe even a 1-kill game, as a Ninja does find a player down in Dusty Divot trying to escape that storm, and he gets it. That's going to be a 2-frag lead now with only 4 more engagements remaining. 5 more engagements. This is getting down to the wire.
And look at this. Myth finds one.
Trees,
It comes down to this last fight. I think Myth found a squad here. He's going to damage them up a little bit. A 2-kill lead right now for Ninja, I believe. We'll get that score update. But Myth
this is huge.
Diminish this. All comes down to this fight with Myth right now. The rotations are coming through. He's going to knock one. Can he get the 2nd kill? 1 versus 1 for the tie right now, we believe, is the scoring situation. Myth going to hold his height advantage, playing this very smart. There he is. Tags him up, and that's going to be it. I think we're tied up here.
I think we're tied up at this point. Now we only see 3 total engagements remaining. All players trying to thirst for these final kills. They have split up. They're trying. You see now we got Hamlinz. He's going to be just outside the circle in Retail Row searching. You got Hysteria as well, just outside of Lonely. You've got a Ninja as well coming in Retail Row just to the left of where Hamlinz is at, and Myth, of course, pushing in from the back. And, man, they are all spread apart, all searching for these final kills, knowing how crucial it is. We got a tied game here.
It is tied at 31 apiece. And again, we could not have asked for a better losers bracket semifinal between these 2 teams. Such a close match here in game number 2.
Absolutely is. And one thing that's very crucial right now, obviously, is going to be that communication, in-game leadership, whatever it really may be. We talked about Ninja and Hysteria having that from prior. TSM, of course, you get Myth and Hamlinz, half of the original competitive team going at it as well. Yep. All the call-outs, communication, any vision that you can grab is so important. One player who I've seen, and I really think is probably one of the best in-game communicators, is Hamlinz. Also one of the best at vision as well. But now, heading into this moment where there are only a few frags remaining, it's about being in the mindset of a public match player. Where am I hiding? Yep. Where am I thinking about going? Would I be inside of outside of retail row? Whatever really is the case.
Ninja, if he's able to get this, he will in fact, I believe, secure at least another kill, and trying so hard, just missing by mere hairs, as we see now. Hamlinz on the left, trying to get it. Hamlinz did, in fact, get one. Myth is pushing in as well with that jump pad. He spots a player, but look at this. Ninja, he's trying to get it as well, but who's that? Myth has the advantage. Myth is going to be even closer.
This is
and
the
that's going to be it. Hamlinz picks up another kill. Who else got it? And I believe that's it.
Yes, that's it. As the rush comes through from Myth, Hamlinz finds the kill.
They got it.
And that's going to be TSM.
Are you
advancing
kidding me?
To the losers finals. They officially knock out Ninja and Hysteria from Friday Fortnite week number 7.
That is unbelievable. You could not ask for a closer match between these two Titans. You know, I said it's going to be a Titan matchup, and it in fact was just that. TSM are going to move on. Final score on the screen, 31-34, showing those final kills split. Every player was split up at that point, searching for those kills, and rightly so, they had to. But wow, you talk about the RNG coming in at the end, finding those players and securing the victory. But imagine if Ninja would have hit those snipes.